Imagine spending $765 on a power brick. Not the computer, not the speakers, just that heavy black plastic box you plug into the wall.
Yeah, that is a pretty steep price tag for something most people just hide under a desk.
Exactly. So welcome to this deep dive.
Yeah.
Today our mission is to extract the actual core value from a highly specific retail spec sheet from HDTVSupply for the DBXPS6 Power Supply. And, why should you even care about a Nesh power block?
Well, I mean, if you're managing any complex technical project, whether that's a professional audio studio or just a server rack, having a reliable, invisible foundation is really the only thing preventing total chaos.
Right, but at $765, we really need to justify what this device actually does. Like, what is going on inside this thing?
So at its core, the DBX PS6 supplies power for up to 6 separate PMC16 Personal Monitor Controller units simultaneously.
Okay.
It runs on a standard 12-volt DC connection with a center-negative power cable, which is standard in pro audio because it physically isolates the delicate audio signal from raw electrical noise.
Yeah, that makes sense. But the thing that really stands out on this spec sheet, the detail that gets me, is that it specifically ships with the latest firmware.
Yeah, that is the real kicker here.
Wait, let's unpack this a bit because I am honestly confused. It's just pushing 12 volts to 6 devices, right? Is this not essentially just an incredibly overpriced laptop charger?
I mean, it sounds like it.
And why on earth does a power supply need its own firmware?
That is a totally fair question. Look, if you just plugged 6 individual laptop chargers into a professional audio rig, you would create an absolute electromagnetic nightmare.
Oh, like a bunch of interference.
Exactly. Multiple power bricks create tangled cables and ground loops, which introduces this severe, noticeable hum or buzz directly into your audio lines. Consolidating the power into a single hub eliminates that interference.
So it's a very clean power strip. But what about the firmware?
Right, well, this isn't just some dumb pipe blasting electricity. It acts much more like a highly calibrated smart irrigation system. The firmware is constantly monitoring the exact electrical pressure each of those 6 monitors needs, millisecond by millisecond.
Oh, wow. So it's actively adjusting the flow.
Precisely. So nothing gets fried from a sudden surge or starved during a voltage drop.
Okay, given that it's actively managing 6 distinct power loads with an internal brain, I was picturing this massive, heavy, server rack-sized unit.
You would think so, right?
Yeah, but the specs show this weird physical paradox. I mean, it's basically the size of a paperback book, about 2 by 5 by 6 inches, and it weighs just 1.65 pounds.
Which is incredibly light, and that extreme efficiency in the engineering creates an interesting logistical challenge, which actually shows up in the vendor details.
Right, because the device weighs 1.65 pounds, but I noticed the shipping package weight is listed at a full 4 pounds.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
How does the cardboard box weigh more than double the actual device?
Because that extra weight is pure armor. Thick foam, really rigid boxing. It tells you exactly who HDTVSupply is selling this to. Even though it looks like a solid block of metal, the active smart components inside are actually incredibly delicate.
So they really cannot risk it getting bumped around in transit.
Not at all, especially when you factor in the B2B perks they offer, like a 5% discount for wire transfers, a 2-year DBX warranty.
Oh, and they have that quirky 833 Wolfpack contact number.
Yeah, they've been doing this for 25 years globally, so they know their audience. The wire transfer discount alone makes it clear they are targeting high-stakes institutional buyers. A touring act or a broadcast studio simply cannot afford for a single internal pin to arrive damaged.
So what does this all mean for you listening? It really shifts our perspective on professional audio. The real investment isn't always in the gear that actually makes the sound.
Right, it's in aggressively isolating that sound from the chaotic electrical grid we plug everything into.
Exactly. Whether you're building a studio or organizing your own technical workflow, the most critical component is often that invisible backbone quietly doing its job.
Our focus naturally drifts to the flashy parts of a system, like the screens or the instruments, but without the precision infrastructure safely regulating the current beneath it all, the entire system just collapses.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to explore on your own. If a single, dedicated power box requires firmware updates, smart voltage regulation, and massive protective packaging just to run some audio controllers, it really makes you wonder how much complex, invisible engineering is quietly powering the rest of the seemingly mundane devices in your everyday life.